Hello friends, I am Sanket. Our today's topic is let and where declarations. So now first of the what is let and where. So now let's try to see in practical base. So create one new Xcode projects. Right now we are working on as a basic Swift programming. So at that time you can use SAM as a command line tool. So now just select this option and click on next. Your product name, it means suppose here my product name is let and where. Now here all are similar options are at that, then select the language as a Swift. Okay, now click on next and your work location as a desktop and then create. So now what is let and where? So now in Swift language you have to declare any types of variable. At that time you can use let or where keyword. So now here simple, I have to declare our variable as a equals to 10. So now here my variable name is a, but you have to declare any variable. At that time you can use a specific keyword using let or where. So now here a equals to 10. So now for example I have to use this variable. For example I have to print a value of a. So now using print statement, now just run your application and you can see your console window. So you have to see your value of a. So now here my value of a is 10 and now you can see your output here. So now at that time for example you have to declare any types of variable, any kinds of variable. You can use a specific let or where keyword. So now this is your output. So now here my value of a is 10. For example I have to use any message. For example value of a is. So now how to read your variable? So now using slash and now here your variable, it means a. Now let's try to check again. So now here your print statement with a default string as a value of a is, and your value of a is 10. Okay, so now this is a simple declaration in Swift language. Now let's try to declare another variable using where keyword. So now here for example where b is equals to value of 20. Now same, I have to print this value. So my message is value of b is your variable, it means b. Now let's try to check and see the output. So your second variable is b, but it declared with where keyword. Okay, so now see your output is b is 20. But here what's the difference between let and where? Okay, so now it's important in Swift declaration. So now here it's a basic declaration in Swift. So now using let it means constant declaration, it means fixed value. Once we can create, then after we can't change it. For example here my value of a is 10. Now I have to change value of a 10 to 20. So now is it possible or not? Now let's see the error. So now cannot assign a value. A is a let constant, because if you have to declare your variable using let, then after you can't change the value of your variable because you have to declare with let. Now here where it means, so now if you want to create any variable using where keyword, so now what is the use of where? So now where it means dynamic, it means you have to declare your value using where keyword. At that time, once we can create, then after we can change it. For example, here my value of b is 20. Now I have to change value of 20 to 30. So now, is it possible? Because your variable declared with where. Okay, so now your old value is 20 and I have to modify value of 30. So now this is your new value. So now let's try to check in your output window. So now your actual value of b is 30. Okay, so now you can see the output b is 30. Now this is the let and where declaration. But second thing, in Swift programming you have to declare a variable without value. Now here it's a static value of a is 10 and b is 20, but I have to declare a variable without value. So now how to declare it? So simple. For example, here I have to declare a more than one variable. For example, x, y, z. But see, here you have to see one error. The error is type annotation missing. So now in Swift language you have two different option to declaring a variable. First is you have to declare a variable using value, and second option is you have to declare a value using type annotation. So now how to use type annotation? So simple, just you have to declare any variable, for example x, and now you have to define any specific data type of your variable using colon. Okay, for example, you have to declare more than one variable in single keyword. So now at that time you can use type annotation pattern in Swift. So now this is the declaration is without values, and this declaration is static, it means with value. So now this is the let and where declaration in Swift language. Thank you.